BottlerWorks is now live, streaming talking show and podcast on the Game FourCast. 36, enabling RTX on to see Quikwix behind you in the mirror.
That's great.
I thought that was pretty good. You don't like that? It's because there'll be talk later about
That's not the only reason why we're behind you in the mirror.
No, yeah, there's the new what do you call them? The new graphics cards. You got all the RTX shit, all the graphics cards that I can't afford. They're like $2,000 or something.
Is that the 4090 series?
Yeah, it's a new story for later.
Nvidia sponsor me.
Because I know someone who's going to get one if they're good.
Oh, is that Welchie? It's always Welchie.
Yeah, and then...
Wait, what do you mean if they're good? Aren't they just all the same, but just better quality?
Look, there are certain people you trust with certain things, and that is his area. So when he says something's good, that means it's normally above average.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I remember when having two cards used to like boost performance even by a tiny amount, he used to buy two brand new cards.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I mean, they used to be a lot cheaper.
He's got 2080s at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, but not in SLI, right?
30s? Not a clue, but I'm going to try and...
Two 2080s and he's over there grinding WoW.
Classic WoW.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that.
That's really funny. To play classic WoW with like 2 polygons.
They're going to be real pretty polygons.
Look good.
They look fucking awesome. All right, let's get the show on the road. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Game FourCast weekly podcast, where we all get together and chat about all the newest news and what we've been playing all week. My name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks, and I'm here with Will Ollismeister.
Hello, my name is Will and/or Olivmeister, and this is like the 8th week in a row I've forgotten to come up with a joke. Right as you do the intro, I suddenly remember, and then I don't come up with anything.
Steve, Quikwix.
Hi, my name is Steve, and I'm the only thing stopping you from achieving true happiness. Get fucked.
And Sammeh.
I guess I'll just get fucked.
They're not even jokes anymore. He's just saying random things. He's like a really shitty fortune cookie.
It's going to be like...
Oh my god, yeah.
What's Steve's joke of the week? I can't wait to hear it. And it's just like, Steve, Quikwix, fuck you.
It's just a big ASCII middle finger in the Twitch chat. That's it.
It's hard because I've got to come up with something myself, which I have done.
Oh no, they're great.
Troll the internet, finding some. Can't be bangers every week.
I see the meme of the week you see on the screen right here. I posted this and I knew it was like funny anyway, but I got a lot more reactions to it than I thought I did. This is clearly like a more common thing than I realised.
That's super common.
The bane of my fucking life is when I'm video editing and I'm like, oh, it'd be really funny if I got a picture of Boris Johnson here, you know? And then I'm like, all right, Boris Johnson PNG, and it's impossible. PNGs are like a technology, from like the dark ages that people...
Actually,
and you just spend hours downloading. I've got like 80 pictures of Boris Johnson now. None of them have a transparent background, and I refuse to make my own.
I've heard of tip, which is what I do, is if you're on like Chrome or whatever, you click on the picture and you drag it, and it will drag non-PNG, like PNG or non-PNG from that. It works sometimes.
My other one I found whilst we're on this topic is because I do a lot of, I do all of the thumbnails for the podcast, and it's always like I have an idea for an image. So I was like, okay, I need this, and you Google like free stock image of this, and there are so many websites that are like, oh yeah, this way, bro, come here, I've got free stock image, and you go, okay, you go in. And you click the button for free. It still says like free download, and you click it, and it's like, yeah, it's not free though. Yeah, it's like £1.50. It's like, yeah. It's like, I went through like 4 hoops.
You idiot.
I went through like 4 hoops, all saying free, to get to this point where they then charge you. Absolute madness. And it's
free,
like,
free to look at, but
yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, but it's like you do all that, and then it's also like there's other ones where they say, oh yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's completely free, and you click on it, and it's only free with a free trial. It's like, okay, free trial, okay. And it's like, oh yeah, to do the free trial, give us your card information. It's like, no.
And they all come from websites that look like just by being on the website, they already taken my card details,
Oh yeah, they already know my mother's maiden name. They've already got it.
Yeah.
The annoying thing is that I wish that they would, if it's not free, watermark it, please. Because if it's just there, I'm just gonna take it. Like.
Oh, that's what you end up like kind of looking for. Is you look for one with non-intrusive watermarks. It's like, I'm only like a small 50
but like,
viewer podcast. I'm gonna use this.
If it's got a watermark, I know it's not free. If it's just an image, I'm yoinking that. No matter, like, I ain't checking if it's free or not. I'm just right-click save.
I once, to spite a website, because I was trying to copy and paste a picture from it, and it was like, every time I copy and pasted it, it did this thing where it was like, no, if you want this, you have to buy it. Like, it would pop up instead. It would say, you need this you need to pay us instead. So I just took a screenshot of it, and then I put that in a Photoshop, and then cut it out and used it. And I was like, fuck you.
one of the podcast images I did, it was like an image, and it was like a stock image. And
was it Trace's ass?
No, I wish. The free version of it was really small, and it was like, if you want the larger versions, you've got to pay. But it was like the perfect image. It was like, I think it was a group of people with like posters, and I put like your faces over it on the posters. And I think I used like image AI upscaling to upscale the free version that they give you to make it into one I could use for the podcast. I felt like such a hacker man after doing that. It was pretty cheeky, but that was pretty funny.
This is like the whitest conversation.
It really is, yeah.
How to steal PNGs from the internet.
Yeah, for my podcast of 30 listeners.
My podcast.
All right, let's get into some games. We're going to go with you first, Will, because you'll cry if you don't go first.
Yeah,
True.
I have, well, after last week, I feel like I didn't talk about much. I have 5 whole games.
I was just going to say, like, I'm excited because I've seen you play so many different things this week.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week. I won't like go super in depth on most of them because a lot of it is like quick fire stuff. And I think one of them we might even be stepping on each other's toes, Josh.
We will
maybe.
be, yeah. I know what you're referring to there, yeah.
Okay, well, you can feel free to jump in whenever you like.
Yes.
I played a lot of games this week. I played Deathloop, and I did not like it.
Oh, that's a shame.
That game is super stylish. The music is fantastic. It's got a lot of really fun ideas. It's like it's like a Groundhog Day, but with murder game. And it does nothing really interesting with it, as far as I can tell. And I tried the multiplayer, which was fun, but for all the wrong reasons. It was fun because it was so fucking janky to play. And
before you go like really heavy into this, I'm gonna jump in really quick and say I rented this on PS5 when it first came out, and I also bounced off it really hard within, I think, about 2 hours. Just completely bounced off.
I will also jump in then with my opinions, because I played it as well, and my views on it was, this is just Dishonored, but I'm forced to do the level over and over again. Rather than wanting to.
See, I played it as well when it first came out, and I enjoyed it. I think, like, Will, you stopped the PvE before you got to like the real meat and potatoes of it, where you kind of like choose where you go every day, and you get you have to like kind of make the choices then of like, I go here and I kill this person. You got to kind of work out the puzzle aspect of it for the PvE at least, anyway. But I enjoyed it. But the problem I had with it was, if you like do most of a level and die, you have to do most of that level again to get to that point. Like say you sneak around, get to like the final area, like where someone is. You then got to do like a hard fight, and if you die during that, it's like, you got to start again
all from the beginning.
From the beginning of the day, and it's that got me because I'm a scrub.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. I played through all of Dishonored 1 and 2, and they feel great to play, and this just feels really bad. I guess because in Dishonored you didn't have guns, and it was just like I think you had a pistol at one point.
Dishonored's
but it was
more like daggers and magic powers, right?
Yeah. And that felt good to play. The shooting just felt awful. I don't know what it was. It was like the aiming feels wonky on mouse. There's like the guns have all this like weird sway, and the feedback when you shoot someone is super weird. It feels like enemies are kind of spongy unless you go for the head, but then they're just annoying to shoot at and stuff. But yeah, anyway, Deathloop is not for me. The writing sucks too. I hated all those characters.
Because I bounced off it so hard on console, I re-downloaded it on PC by Game Pass, because that's where its big resurgence has come from, is from Game Pass. And I was like, if I see you enjoying it, I'll hop back in, and then I'll give it a proper go on PC. And now that I've seen you bounce off it as well, I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't even think I'm going to try. I think I'm just going to.
Yeah,
I'm just going to.
I heard a lot of people say like, it's like a really solid 7 game, 6-7 game. It's not. It won't grab you. But I was like, I really like Dishonored.
It reviewed
I think
really
I'd be
well,
into this.
didn't it?
Oh, did it?
It had a lot of hype beforehand. So I'm, like sometimes where the game gets like very hyped beforehand, you have to wonder if the reviews carry over.
93% average on critics.
Yeah, but what do they know?
I never. Okay, I always go by reviews aren't the be all end all, but they're normally a good indicator as to whether or not I will like a game. Usually, I'm pretty basic. I like AAA shit, right?
I feel like though at this point, this is like a whole other discussion, but there are a lot of games that come out where because of their pedigree, they can't score less than a 7.
I know what you mean.
Like no one will ever make Call of Duty a 6.
Yeah.
And regardless of how good that particular Call of Duty is, it's like that's always going to get
based
8s
on,
and 9s
but like you
and
said,
10s.
based on like the pedigree of this studio and their games before being Dishonored and being really good, I had no reason to doubt that I would bounce off. That I would.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I would enjoy this. Yeah,
I thought I'd be well into this. Yeah, because it's Arcane and they're really good.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame.
It's a shame.
As I said, I enjoyed my time of it. It's although I haven't played any of the previous like Arcane games, so I don't have them to compare it to.
It's funny. I didn't think. We've said since Sniper Elite, more games should have invasions.
Yes.
And I'm glad this game tried it, but it's weird to me thinking back on how janky Sniper Elite was. And being like, man, I missed that game. This was so janky.
Yeah.
I was like, I wish I was playing Sniper Elite right now.
Sniper Elite hit that really weird. I don't know. It just felt you understood the game was really jank, but you didn't care because it was.
It was
really
like just having a good time.
It was just fun. Maybe Deathloop would be fun or more fun if it had co-op invasions and we could play together.
Yeah.
Is that what was holding Sniper Elite together? You don't know. Maybe.
Well, I mean, yeah, Sniper Elite was fun because it was co-op and it had that invasions thing, basically. I wouldn't have played through that single player.
No.
Anyway, so thumbs down for Deathloop from me, unfortunately.
Rip.
Next, speaking of games that are like janky, but you have fun with them, I want to talk about the Overwatch dethroner called Gundam Evolution.
Oh, shit.
This is a completely shameless Overwatch ripoff, like completely shameless. But it's all Gundam themed, so it's way better in every way.
Yeah.
Instead of porn bait, characters, it's all awesome.
Gundam can still be porn bait.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hang on, those mechs can be very sexy.
Yeah, let's not get too hasty now.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they are, but that's not the point,
Looks like it would hurt.
Well, they come with their own lubricant.
Okay, all right, Jesus Christ!
Jesus, I'm sorry, I should have encouraged him.
So basically, the setup it is Overwatch.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah,
2 teams. Their maps are objective based. They're not just like team deathmatch. And your characters have like roles, but they're not super specific like Overwatch is. Like there is a Reinhardt-esque mech in this game that has a shield and a shotgun. But if somebody just is like, well, screw this guy, and if you run up to like 4 people and they all start shooting at you, even with your shield up, you will just get shredded.
Yeah.
And the time to kill is so low that it's like, it feels like what I wanted Overwatch to be, which is like, there are wacky characters and with interesting mechanics, but ultimately, if you're really good at shooting, you'll do well here. Whereas I feel like Overwatch, I was just, nobody ever dies, until you get your ult sub. It's good. What was I going to say?
I've heard a lot of people say. Sorry, you go.
Well, it's super speedy. The mechs feel good to control. They don't feel like mechs, but I think that's Gundam's like pedigree, right?
Well,
they're not really like they're mechs, but they're more like Dragon Ball Z characters.
Yeah, Gundam's pedigree is like space battles, but then they all have like laser swords, and they're doing crazy shit. It's like, but robots.
Exactly.
It's like no one cares. Just watch the robots do cool shit.
Yeah, exactly. And this has like the weird moveset where I presume they're doing stuff they did in the show, but it's like, for me, it's like super wacky, where there's like one of the classic looking, Gundams with the big eyebrow spikes and things. And he's got like a rifle and a shield, and he throws a grenade, all very basic. And then for some reason, he just has a flail with a big ball and mace on the end that he just lobs at people for some reason sometimes.
Cool.
And it's just
That's
like, awesome. That's really cool. There's one guy who's like this old looking Gundam, and he's got a big mustache looking thing. And he's just like he has like a beam rifle, and he shoots people. He's really simple. But his ult is like he grows butterfly wings, and then he just flies all over the map. It's just like awesome.
I think the natural
I don't know what's going on here.
The natural conclusion to this is, if you find all this shit cool, it's probably like you should probably just watch Gundam.
I've always wanted to try it, but
it's huge. I think it's a bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like where you start. Yeah.
There'll be guides. Here's how to watch Gundam.
Don't get into the models. You'll lose all your money.
Yeah.
I've been looking at Gunpla on Amazon, but I'm not going to do it, but I might. Yeah, it's good. The problem is the maps are super bland.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's almost like, I feel like there should be more stuff blowing up and collapsing and stuff if we're all mechs going at it, and it's just like everything's just boxes at the moment. It feels like a first pass at a level almost.
The key thing I've heard about this game, or what people say about it, is most of the conversation has not been highlighted around if this game is good or bad. It's just the fact that Overwatch should probably be way better at this point in time.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Like, where's Overwatch's new content if this Gundam game could just come out of nowhere and be like a pretty good, not rip-off, but like a clone?
Yeah. And it's a shame. I think it's like right down the middle of, it's really janky, but it's really fun, and I could see it going either way for me, where by this time next week I'll be like, fuck that game. I'm over it. It's out. It's the balance is stupid, and I can't be bothered. Or it could be like, I'll jump in every now and again and play with some mecha. It's funny. The big problem is the monetization in that game is so bad. They have a bunch of free mechs, and then you have to pay to unlock other ones, like in League, with currency that you can earn in the game, but you earn at a glacial pace. Like, they cost 9,000 of this, poor boy currency, and I've been playing since it launched, basically, and I've gotten about 400. So it's like, I'm just not getting one of those ever unless I fork out. Yeah.
I read in a Reddit thread for this game, people saying basically just, what you were just saying, but apparently in the battle pass for this game, you get enough currency to buy 2 characters, which for a whole battle pass is, I'm not sure that's good or bad. I mean, it's one of those things where free-to-play games are always weird, right? Because it's like, well, it's free.
I mean, yeah, and it's like, I don't... Where Overwatch has super defined roles, and you could be like, I don't have a healer this week, because I haven't paid to unlock them. Where this is like, whatever. Just play this guy. He's got a big mace. That's fine. As it doesn't bother me as much, and it's free, and it's very... I don't care.
I had the same thing with multiverses, where you have that itch where it's like, I wish I could play every character in this game, but it's like, I don't really need to.
Yeah.
It's like, I have enough here to keep me like sated, and then if I do want to try someone new, I normally have enough currency by that point just to buy someone.
Yeah, it's like it's not going to make or break the game for me if I can play these locked characters. Like, if I keep playing and I get one eventually, it's like neat. If not, I'll just move on and play something else. It's free. I haven't invested anything.
Yeah.
What else you been playing?
Gundam. Then I played There Is No Light, which is a small 2D Dark Souls indie game, which is fun. It's your basic like attack, dodge, big bosses, impressive, but you quickly learn that they're really slow, and then you hack at their shins for a bit. It's in this weird future post-apocalypse where everyone is underground and they eat wax and worship a big hand or something, and everyone's trying to get to the surface. And I was really not feeling it.
Yeah.
And I think because the start is all these like subway tunnels and you just fight like zombies, and I was like, I don't know about that. But then about an hour in, it took like a hard left turn into metal album cover territory where you could look at any one part of a level and be like, yeah, okay, that's a Megadeth album or something, like,
Yeah.
Right.
Lovely colors in
and
this
then
game.
it got really good.
Yeah. You finished it?
No. I'm like 4 hours in, but even in that time, I was like a bunch of fun bosses. There was like a chase sequence through a sewer where this human-limbed centipede just chased me forever. That was really cool.
Gorgeous art in this game, like big set piece pixel art stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, it was very. Games don't get me, but there was some stuff in this where I'm like, that's a bit
gross.
I feel a bit gross. Yeah, looking at that. So, yeah, that's okay. I think if you like, what was the other one? I think Blasphemous. It was the 2D platforming one. It's sort of a.
Oh, you're going to be excited for this week's releases then.
Blasphemous 2.
Electric
But
Boogaloo.
there's a game that's very close to Blasphemous. So.
Okay. So yeah, if you liked Blasphemous but you didn't like platforming, then this I think is a pretty simple get. Then the big game I want to talk about is Gloomhaven, which I picked up on a whim because it's free on Epic. I think it's still free until the end of the month or something.
I think so, yeah.
So this is the digitization of one of the most popular board games of all time, I think, at this point.
Everyone keeps saying that, but I've literally never heard of this.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it in the... Like, I've heard the name, but I've never really looked into it, because I like board games. I'm not massively into them.
If someone was like, oh, it's based on the most biggest popular board game of all time, I'd be like, oh, shit, so, like Monopoly? Like,
but I think it's the most popular board game of all time with people who really like board games, right?
Okay.
It's not like chess, where it's like popular with everyone.
But again,
you have to already be in that scene.
I am within a circle that I feel like plays a lot of board games. And I've still never heard of this.
Our friend Lewis, big into board games. But if you asked him, he would either have it or know of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is one thing I've heard about that game is it's very complicated, or there's a lot of setup, and I can believe it.
Yeah.
And what this does is like cover all of that, which is the great thing about it being a board game. And the setup is you are a party of up to 4 and a minimum of 2. So because it's me and Aaron, it's just us, the two of us, and we have 2 characters each.
Just the
and then the game is divided into individual scenarios and then like an overworld RPG progression kind of system.
Wait, so can I play this on my own?
You could play this. Yeah, you can play this on your own. It's you have to have 2 to 4 characters in your party,
right? And
then you can have any number of people jump in and control those. So me and Aaron have had 1 each, but we could have 2 each. I could have 3 and she could have 1, sort of thing. If you wanted.
Yeah.
What I will say is, because of the way the game is set up, you have to be very into it if you want to control more than 1 character. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
I will say also this game is free on Epic until the 29th, so everyone listening to this can pick this up right now on Epic Games Store.
And I would recommend this. It's really good.
Is this a new release? Is this just come out?
Yes.
I think it's been on Steam in early access for ages.
Right.
Because I've always thought about picking it up because everyone said it was so good. But the setup is each of you, in our case, me and Aaron controlling 1 character each, and you have a hand of cards. You have a deck of cards, but they call it a hand, and you have the entire deck just laid out for you right at the start, every round or every scenario. And each card has a top ability and a bottom ability, and then a number which determines how fast you are. And what you do is you pick 2 cards at the start of the turn to do the top ability of one and the bottom ability of the other. And then the number is how fast and the turn order that does it. And all the enemies do this as well, sort of thing.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to visualize this. Yeah.
So you can see in this screenshot, this guy is he's picked these 2 cards and he's done it at speed 14, which is why he's going second in the turn order at the top. and he's going to move 3 and attack one person, probably the guy in front of him. And then the next ability is turn himself invisible. And what this means is you might have a deck of like 10 cards, but all of those cards have options. So you have so many different moves you can do at any one time. And it sort of reminds me of Into the Breach, where every turn you're just like, right, here are my options, and how can I do the most damage and take the least damage from whatever's going on in the room.
I think I've heard that comparison somewhere else actually as well. Now, someone I've read somewhere, someone said like, yeah, Into the Breach.
I mean, I typed it in Discord yesterday.
Maybe that's where I saw it. It all just blends together now.
But then it's like, yeah, exactly, yeah. But then it's like, because there's me and Erin, we're like, she's like, okay, I can go first and I can run over and stun this guy. And then if you come in, and I'll be like, right, because he's stunned, my attack will do extra damage. So then we're like working together sort of thing to come up with these cool, like playing off each other's moves kind of situations.
Yeah.
And then it's like characters get levels, they level up. You get perks, which is like some, you might stun someone occasionally. It's just a whole bunch of other RPG stuff. But the real hook is when you make a character, you pick their personal quest, it's called. And it might be something like complete 10 side quests or kill 20 different types of enemies or something. Yeah, which is cool. And when you finish that, your character retires and you have to make a new character. But when you complete those quests, at least for the first bunch, you unlock a brand new character. So we've been like, all right, if we finish this, and then, so I started the game as like this warrior. Yeah. And we did me and Erin were like, all right, well, tunnel vision, we'll do my side quest. Because there's this whole overarching narrative as well. But we were like, sideline that, we're gonna unlock this new class. So it's like, playing through this warrior, and he's slow, and he just hits things hard, and he can shield himself and stuff like that and taunt things. And it was like, that kind of style of character, very simple to play.
Yeah.
And then we finished my personal quest, and I unlocked this weird, it was like, all right, you've retired, we finished the quest, and it was like, all right, your character dies, and then from their body springs this like host of insects, and that's your new class, is this like
what the fuck? That's cool
ghost monster thing. And it's like, there you go, now that's your brand new character. And the whole game like scales based on your party members' levels.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just jump into a brand new character and just start playing that, and then you have a whole new deck and whole different bunch of abilities, and they're all really cleverly designed, so they all play off each other really well. And it's just like, yeah, it's just so much fun. Even now, I want to go back and play more and see, because we're like nearly done with Erin's personal quest. So we're like, all right, what's she going to unlock? This is so cool. The game seems massive as well. It's like we seem like we've barely scratched the surface. There's a world map, and you unreveal locations as you go. There's you buy items and shit and build your decks out and stuff. It's so much fun. I was like, the only problem is I want to play more of it, but I don't think I have the brain power to play like 4 characters at once. Maybe not even 2 characters at once.
Too much going on.
Yeah. It's so, because even with just, it starts the turn and I have my whole full deck, and there's a system where every time you use a card, that it's gone for that. So you're going through your whole deck basically, and then when you've used all your cards, you choose one to get rid of, and then you start again, but with one less card, and then you have to do it all before you run out of cards. Basically, you have to finish the scenario. Yeah. And it's like, I have my whole stack of like 11 cards in my deck, and I'm just looking at all my options like, oh god, I could go here and then shield myself, or if I go over here, I can taunt that guy. But then if I run over here with this character, and I'm just like, no, I can't. There's too much. But I think, Sam, I think you'd really dig this, because it's like you can optimize the fuck out of this game. Like, and it's one of those games where me and Erin will do a whole turn, and then we'll be like, oh, but if I had just done this, I could have been over here instead, and then it would have been better. And it's like, oh, we'll remember that for next time and stuff. And it's fantastic. I can see why people say it's a great board game.
Can sessions be of this like PC client? Can sessions be fast enough for like, like an evening for an hour or so? In like, if we like meet up in October, can you just boot it for like an hour?
yeah, you won't finish like a story, but it's every scenario takes us maybe like half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
And because some of them will be as simple as like you're in like this one, maybe you're in a room and it's like kill everything in the room, and just do it as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
And then it'll be, oh, this guy's armored and there's a trap over there, sort of thing. So you got to figure out how to do it like really efficiently and sort of thing. But it's yeah, you could easily knock out a couple of scenarios in an evening.
Because I don't think I would play this like a lot on my own or with Laura. It's not like my kind of game really. But if like you got a whole big group together.
Well, it's only would be 4 players, right?
Oh yeah, but like you can get people watching and helping and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That could be pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, if you could get 4 together, it does feel like, I can't speak to it because we haven't done it, but if it's 2 of us and sometimes it can go, everyone will be like, are you selecting? And I was just there like, hold on, I just need to, if I could move 3, but I could also move 4.
Let me think.
And it's like the first turn, and she's like, just pick one, just run over there and hit that guy. You're playing a warrior. I know you're just going to run over and hit him anyway. So I think with 4, you might be waiting a little bit because the game would scale up to 4, which I presume would mean more enemies and more stuff going on, but. I don't know. Maybe it works just fine. I'm not sure. But oh my god! And then there's like every time you go back to town, it'll give you a little choose your own adventure style. Like, hey, a guy runs up to you and he's like, "Help! My house is burning. Can you help me?" And then you'll be like, "Sure." And then he's like, "Oh, here's 5 gold, but you're gonna be 1 less health at the next start of the next mission," sort of thing. And it's just like all these little things where we're like, oh, just click that. I want to read that next, sort of thing. And there's voice acting throughout the whole thing, which is really well done. I think it's Matt Mercer again.
It's
probably
always Matt Mercer.
He's bloody everywhere. Yeah.
Wasn't he? He's in fucking Metal Hellsinger, isn't he? Is that someone? Is
someone
else?
He? Oh, I didn't know that.
Is he the guy? Okay, is he the guy that voices McCree? I keep saying McCree. I know his name's not McCree, but in Overwatch.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's also in Metal Hellsinger, the game that I was playing last week. He's just everywhere.
Yeah, that's Matt Mercer. Yeah. So, because I think because it's like, oh, it's Gloomhaven from the board game, right? But this is just a really, really good RPG.
Yeah, it seems crazy to me that Epic still are able to. I know they had got like Fortnite money, but every so often they just drop a game. It's like, here's a really good game that's new.
Yeah, that was it. I was like. Yeah, because I think Steve, you posted the picture where you're like, Gloomhaven's going to be free, and I was like, oh, neat. Yeah. I've heard that's a fun multiplayer game. I'll get Aaron to download it and we'll try it out. And then we just lost our entire weekend. Basically, we just couldn't wait to get up in the morning and play, then do more scenarios and unlock more stuff. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's so good when you have that. Well, I remember I haven't had something like that in a long time, but when Laura and I were really into Terraria during one of the lockdowns, there was a period of like 3 or 4 days, I think, where we just woke up in the morning. We were like, Terraria, play Terraria all day, go to bed really late. Like, oh, kind of want to keep playing Terraria.
That's kind of Gloomhaven, fully recommend.
Yeah.
It is complicated.
Any last words before we push you along?
No, that's it. No, that's pretty much it. It's real good. It's great.
Okay, or you've got one more game, right?
Yeah, well, I think we've both played this, but the last game on my list, which me and Aaron got super drunk and played through on Friday night, we played Slime Rancher 2.
I've got a lot to say about this.
Yeah, so. Well, I'll just give my quick 30-second elevator thoughts, and then you can take over. I think this is a really solid foundation, but it's basically the same as Slime Rancher 1. It looks way better, but it's currently got less stuff in than Slime Rancher 1.
I was going to say, so it's not the same as Slime Rancher 1 because that game had more.
Well, exactly. I think it's still really cute. It's satisfying to farm those plorps or whatever the fuck they're called.
It's so cute.
Yeah, the game is super cute.
It's not fair.
Yeah. But it just doesn't feel like there's enough. I don't know. It's like the curse of early access, right? It's like I'm glad I got to try it out, and I'm sure I'm rose-tinted glasses remembering Slime Rancher 1 looking and playing better than it does.
Okay, so so this game looks a ton better than the first game.
Yeah,
and it is rose-tinted glasses, because Slime Rancher 1 doesn't look anywhere close. This game looks great. I love how nice this game
does look great.
Yeah. It's so colourful, and everything's just so cute. It's like a fucking wonderland.
Yeah, yeah, it really is.
If I look at Slime Rancher
Every time
1,
we found a new slime, me and Aaron would just be like, we're sat in our chairs and we'd find a new slime. We're just like, oh, so cute.
Let's see if I can find just an image of the first game. It's not bad looking, but
oh wow, yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's like you say. You remember it looking way better than.
It still doesn't look bad. I don't know.
It does not look bad, but then Slime Rancher 2, I think, looks really good.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll summarize really quickly what this is. It's first-person shooter controls. You are just dumped on an island, and there are slimes, and you have it with your gun. You pick them up and you collect them, and you put them in like pens, like little what they called corrals.
Corrals, yeah.
And there's vegetation and fruit around the island, and certain slimes will want certain things. So what you do is you feed them the correct either fruit, vegetable, or meat, and they give off what they call plorp. It's a plorp, like a little.
I kept calling them plorbs, but then I think that's something from like Rick and Morty or something.
Plumbus.
I can't remember. The plumbus, yeah. You farm plumbuses.
Basically, you get like a little diamond, and you use the diamond. You sell it to get money to build more upgrades for your base, basically. So like more corrals to hold more slimes. You can, as opposed to going out to scavenge for fruit and veg, you can build your own farms. It's not that deep, which is kind of disappointing. I think the sequel would have been a really good place to really expand upon the first game, because the first game was quite simple as well. But it's really not. It's just like there are 7 set spaces. I think it's like 7 or 8. And you get more as you play, but you have 7 set spaces that you can put corrals in, or you can put like a farm in. But you just like you put a carrot in the farm spot and say, okay, every like half an hour generate carrots. And that's it. That's how deep that is, which is kind of a shame.
And then you take the carrots and you shoot them into the corral of your rabbits, rabbit slimes, and then
this is a good
screenshot. And then you sell them.
Yeah, you can see that you got the corrals here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it, but it's more fun than it sounds in a weird way. It's
very satisfying. The problem me and Aaron had was we played for about 4 or 5 hours, and we had already made more money than we knew what to do with.
There's a really weird balance in the start, where
because you can do fun things where you feed a slime a bit of food and it spits out a plorb. I'm just gonna go with plorb.
Yeah, it's plus.
So you say you've got like a little pink slime, which is the most basic one. You feed it a bit of fruit and it spits out a pink plorb. And then if you take that to another slime, like this rabbit slime, and you feed it the pink plorb, now it becomes a pink rabbit slime, and
like
it gets
a combination.
Like bigger. Like a combo slime. And then if you feed that food, it spits out plorbs for both types, so you sort of double up on your plorb generation there.
Yeah.
God, I sound like an absolute insane person, don't I? You got to double up on. You got to invest in plorbs.
You talk about plorbs again?
Yeah, exactly. But me and Aaron just got like, we were like, okay, let's grab this type and this type. We'll feed them each other's plorbs. God, this is.
No, you got this. Keep going.
And then we were like, all right, and we've got its favorite food going next to it, and we just pick up the favorite food, we spit it in the corral, and then it generates like 10 grand, and now we've completed the game.
Yes, I had a similar thing where I didn't do it on purpose, but I accidentally solved the game like it sounds like you did. Well, I was like, I now have more money than I know what to spend with.
Yes, exactly. And we were just like, what should we do? Go looking for more slimes? And it's like, I guess. We've already made. And what is the best part of the game is there's this stock market board which shows you the prices of all the plorbs, the different plorbs, and they fall and rise just seemingly at randomly. I don't know if it's influenced by how much you like flood the market, or
for what I think I've noticed is so the game is like the lightest of lightest Metroidvania elements, where certain areas will need like a jetpack, so you can jump slightly higher, and then you can get to a new area. I think that's it, like just a jetpack. But nevertheless, what I noticed is certain slimes are like further afield, and therefore you can't get them yet. And the more money I accumulated and the further out I pushed, the less money I'd make from the earlier slimes. Which I think is to encourage you, I think, to get the latest.
I want to talk to a dev on it and ask, is there, because is it like, are you just seeing patterns in your? Because for us, it was every time we brought a slime back, we were like, look, prices plummeted. I think I sent Josh a completely drunk message on Friday at 4 a.m. and I said, what was it? I was like, we've been drunk slime ratching. It's been great, but we're getting effed in the A by slime stocks. Lumen plots, $36 day one, dropped to 11 day two. We're ruined. Anyway, let me know if you want to play on Thursday. I'm gonna go pass out.
Oh my god!
I love that so much. I was like, what is happening here?
I want to see them do more, and I want to see an expansion on what I remember of, because it's like you can see the slimes in the environment, and they have fun interactions. Like sometimes the flying ones will pick up the ground ones and like show them a good time, just like flying around.
But it's like that's
cute.
Cute. It's cute, but I'm like you're ruining everything. You're ruining my efficient plorb generation. You
my god, we had a minute where we the stock market was down for so long, we were like, oh fuck this, we're just gonna skip a bunch of days. You can like fuck the stock market. We're gonna skip a bunch of days and see if the market stabilizes, And what we had done is left a chicken pen. You can set up a chicken pen with hens, roosters, and then they just generate chickens, and they slowly crowd up and stuff. And we had left it for 20 days straight while we just sat in and watched the stock market on our phones. And we came out, and there were fucking chickens everywhere. They had escaped the pen, and then the ones that had escaped had started breeding, and then there were just chickens all over the fucking shop, and it was an absolute nightmare. It was ruined.
And then you feed them all to your slimes.
And then, it is weirdly like, you have these like super cute chickens, and then you just like hoover them all up with your gun and like
shoot them
in the slime pen, and you just watch all your slimes like devour them.
It's weird in this world where the slimes are clearly fantasy and like happy and make believe, and then it's just this kind of realistic looking chicken that you just shoot into a slime's gob.
And they just munch it down in one, nothing left. And then they plorb it. But it's funny, we have this like everything for capitalism, where we're just grind up all the slimes, get the plorbs, get the chickens, nothing survives.
So this game is it's on Game Pass. I think I would definitely not recommend buying it. Maybe you wait till it's finished.
Don't buy it right
now.
But
it might be worth checking out on Game Pass if you just want to like waste some time for an hour or two, because this game has apparently got like 18 months left of dev cycle, which is ages.
Yeah.
But I think we've already said it's the first game basically, but it was really disappointing to me after playing it for like an hour, and then it did kind of like hit me and wash over me. Like this is just the first game. There's nothing really new.
Yeah.
And from what I've read online, everyone seems to be saying the same. Just like, why does this really exist? If it is the first game again.
It is like, it's like, like you said, it is early access. So it's like a solid foundation. So I think if you're like, oh, should I play this? You could check it out now. And then if you're like, fun, but you'll be done with it in like 4 hours. And then you can just forget about it and wait till it comes out in full.
Yeah, I didn't technically finish this, but I am done with it for now. It's like, I made all the money that I needed. I got all the upgrades. I've seen most of the slimes. I could explore a little bit and find more, but I don't really see the point.
The last thing I did was collect all of the plorbs we'd accumulated, and I built a corral like that with a roof, and then I spat all of the plorbs into it until my PC chugged and I couldn't anymore, and it was just a big square of shining plorbs. And then I was like, that's my mountaintop. I'm done now. I uninstalled it.
Well, I got nothing else to really say, so we can move on from some slimes if you want.
I'm
Let's go. Steve, what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing Omega Strikers.
Oh, what? Omega Strikers?
Yeah.
That's all over my Twitch right now. What's going on
Yeah,
with that
I've
game?
never heard of this.
This game is free to play on Steam and mobile, I believe. It's on all over Twitch because they've got heavy Twitch integration with Twitch. Well, not Twitch integration, but they're collabing with a lot of Twitch streamers.
Is this Windjammers?
I do not know what Windjammers is.
Yeah, sort of. Yes, Josh. Yes.
Yeah, it's basically like air hockey, but it's 3v3 and it's character based, and it's a lot of fun actually. Considering like it takes 2 seconds to download.
This is Windjammers.
Windjammers, yeah. I've never played Windjammers, so I can't comment.
Yeah, it just looks very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at this and I'm like, oh, this is like a Mario Strikers type game.
Kind of like what's it called? Rocket League, but rather than it being like football, it's definitely like air hockey. The puck moves like air hockey almost. It's a lot of fun. Like there's several different characters. You start off with 4, but you get the currency to get 2 of them very early on, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be much of a grind. Every character has like a default kick that you can kick it behind you, so you do have to be careful. And 2 like spammable abilities almost, and an ultimate ability, which is not really an ultimate ability. It's just like an ability with a longer cooldown.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly a lot of fun. Like the game encourages you to have 1 goalie and 2 forwards. And yeah, you can like attack your opponent. Like you can attack your opponents and knock them out if you stagger them enough with your abilities as well. So you kind of got to choose like, do you go for the puck or do you go for your opponents?
Yeah,
it's just a lot of fun. And as I said, they're kind of like collabing with a lot of Twitch streamers right now. So like in the game, you pick a team to pick on. Like I picked Lily Peachy, but I know like Moist Critical's there, and
actual streamers.
Actual streamers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big time streamers.
When you said like Twitch integration stuff, I just thought like, oh, okay, chat.
Oh
stuff.
no. So yeah, it's not like I don't think there's any Twitch integration. But yeah, it's just a little simple game, but it's a lot of fun.
Characters look cool.
Yeah, I've been playing the slime girl who can kind of put down little slime buddies who, if the puck hits into them, they direct the puck directly into the enemy goal.
Oh, that's cool.
Or try to at least. Yeah, and then there's like a little rocket girl as well.
Who makes this? Odyssey Interactive.
I'm not sure, but yeah,
they've only made this.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff, and like even if people aren't big enough to like get in the teams, there's like they've got like emotes that you can unlock via Twitch drops at the moment. I think of certain like I know VTubers have them and some other Twitch streamers have them and whatnot. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's like I think it's on mobile and PC. The one thing I will say though is it says in the game like you can control the character via right clicking or WASD. The WASD doesn't work because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's QWER as your abilities. So I'm not sure what they're talking about with that. So I just plugged in a controller and it works wonderfully with a controller. So
the W is move up, but also use your ability.
Yeah, it just didn't I couldn't move that way. It was all right clicking, so I just
maybe arrow keys
worked fine. Yeah, maybe, but I was like,
is this like gacha? It looks like gacha.
No, not gacha at all. It's like literally there's a store where there's currency. You can buy like some cosmetic stuff, but yeah, it's basically you can just plug it in. Well, download it, have fun straight away.
There's something about the character design that just screams like pulling.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But I'm not going crazy, right? Like,
that's a 5-star slime girl right
there.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Super ultra rare. Yeah.
Just play Mario Strikers. That game's so good.
but that game you have to buy a Switch and buy. You got
to play on.
I'll take a slightly worse Mario Strikers if I don't have to pay like £400 to access it.
Do you have anything else you want to add to it, or it's?
I think that's about it. Yeah, there's not much to say. Like, it's just a little fun game that you can play. Like,
yeah.
Does it have legs? Should I get this? Should I try this?
You should try it. I don't think it'd be like a turn it on and play it for like 4 hours on stream game, but it's a nice little, like, it just takes 2 seconds to download. You could probably download it on mobile or PC right now and play it.
I know that
This is gonna replace my Gundam Evolution honeymoon right now.
So you have like Windjammers. Again, I thought of Windjammers too, just because it's like like air hockey. I know that Windjammers specifically is really popular in the FGC. For some reason, fighting game players love Windjammers. Not too sure why.
I've heard Windjammer's name, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the fact that I think because Windjammers, again, like fighting games, is like 1v1 competitive, and it's like a lot of reading your opponent and shit like that.
Yeah.
Maybe this could tickle that edge.
It's just a couple seconds download. Like I said to someone, like, "Oh, do you want to download it and we could play a couple rounds?" And it literally took them 2 seconds, and they don't have good internet, So.
Yeah. Oh, sick. Or if you're done with that, then we'll move on to Sam. Sam, what's going on in WoW this week?
The wind down has begun
already.
We called it.
No, it's not for WoW. As in, like, I don't like wake up and go, gotta do my dailies, gotta get this done. And now, like, well, it comes out next Tuesday, so
out tomorrow night, right?
It comes out 11 p.m. for us, which is why I say next Tuesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. But we've heavily cut back what we do. We're not doing all the dailies. I think we're doing dungeons for mounts, and that's it.
Well,
I say that I've done like 4 different raids this week, but
it's like it's so close to being out, and you're kind of done now, I guess, until it literally just comes out.
Well, it's like, again, this week I did a raid and a bit of gear dropped, and I got whispered by another guy being like, "Hey, I'll buy that off you for 200 gold," and I was like, "Yeah, mate, sure." I'm replacing this in like 5 minutes once the new expansion comes out next week.
It's so weird.
I have a question. Is Wrath of the Lich King adding like the mount journal and stuff yet, or is that Cataclysm? Like, is this adding like a lot of the account bound stuff, or is it all character based still?
It's still character based.
Okay.
You have you actually have the thing now, so you right click it and you learn it. So you don't have to have like all of your mounts in your bag or your bank anymore.
Right.
Which is nice, because before you had to, like, one slot in your bag was for your mount, and one slot in your bag was for your flying mount, and stuff like that. But that's gone. But no, it's you get a mount on a character, that character has it, your account doesn't have it. But no, it's good fun.
Are you excited?
Still enjoy it. I am.
Yeah.
I'm torn about whether I go hard with the boys. Or I just do what I would normally do, go to bed at 12, because there's going to be server issues.
You can't. You won't be able to keep up with the 9 to 5 with them.
I've got the week off, but
hey.
So, I've got Tuesday onwards off. I'm working from home tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
Half day again because funeral. But yeah. So I'm available, but it's like I could just go to bed at 12. And wake up like when I normally do.
You're not going to bed at 12.
That's the thing with me as an adult now.
That's my normal pattern. Like, do I fuck my pattern for WoW when waking up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, everyone's going to have bailed because they're knackered? The sweaty tryhards are already long gone, not causing me any issues.
I stayed up for Shadowlands and I regretted it. It was pointless. It was like, there was like, server lag. There was people choking up all the quest zones and stuff. And I was like, why I'm tired and grumpy. Why didn't I just wake up early and start?
Here's the thing is for me personally is regardless of what time I go to bed, my body will make sure I get like 7 to 8 hours sleep. So it's like you say, I can stay up until 4 a.m. and be like, oh yeah, you play all night, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm still getting 8 hours sleep regardless, so I might as well just go to bed at a normal time and wake up earlier and then play, because it's like it's routine, it's comfortable. Plus, it's daylight.
Like the casuals, quote unquote, they will have fallen off. Like no person playing casually starts on release time and is still there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. As I said, the sweaty tryhards are long gone. They're probably max level somehow doing dungeons.
Yeah.
doing spamming out heroics.
Yeah, I'm logging on at 7 a.m. and some guy's dinging max level as I log in for the first time.
As I start to do stuff, more and more people are going to start dipping because the people that have managed to hold out are going to be flagging.
Yeah.
And then I'll be ahead of the people that, of the normal job people because they've got jobs because they don't get back till 3. So also, I'm not too worried.
Also, like, it's Wrath. You've seen it all before. Like, what are you rushing for? You're not going and discovering new stuff.
I even said, I was like, look, is there any... Because it comes out on the Tuesday, and WoW's weekly reset is on the Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, let's get this out of the way now. Is there any weekly reset stuff that we need to try hard to get to? And it's like, no. There is like literally... The raids come out on the 6th, and that is all of the weekly content. So it's like, great. I don't need to do some bullshit like...
Yeah, some
hit max level
quest.
Get some stuff done quickly so that I can do it Wednesday when it resets so that I'm not a week behind. Bullshit.
Yeah.
None of that. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to have a normal sleep pattern.
Just go to bed and wake up, have some Cheerios and play some WoW.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
So, but I'll let you know how the Wrath of the Lich King goes next week.
It's funny, Sam talking about this makes me, on the one hand, really miss that feeling of like a brand new WoW expansion and staying up and chatting shit till like 11 and then people flagging out as they get to like 3 and 4 in the morning and stuff. And then on the other hand, I'm like, boy, I am glad I don't have to do that on Tuesday. Thank God for that. I'm going to get a nice night's sleep.
I'll sleep even better knowing people are staying up all night to play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Did you have anything you wanted to finish it off with before we move on?
No, I've not. I mean, I've done my Pokemon game. That's still going. That's still fun. Our little Pokemon league that me and Steve are a part of.
Yeah.
Who won?
Steve is currently winning the league.
Oh, that's not fair.
But who won today?
Well, Steve won his game. I won my game.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you guys played each other. I thought it was a rematch.
No, we played each other in the first week, and Steve beat me. So now I have to bet on everyone to beat Steve. So no one wants to see someone go undefeated.
Yeah. Or, what's it? The bigger the rise, harder the fall. Steve will get demolished at his pure hype.
Does that apply to friendly Pokemon leagues among friends?
Even more so.
Even more so.
Well, it's common knowledge that Steve is the strongest person in the league. Whether he takes it seriously or blah blah blah, different matter. But he is by far just has the most knowledge. So every time someone's against Steve, I'm like, mate, if you want help building a team, you want to just chat for 10 minutes? I am free.
Wow.
Well, Steve's sitting there like, not me, surely. And we spoke earlier this week about how he was shopping around looking for different online shops to try and get Scarlet and Violet like a day earlier if possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I would not care, but because I want to stream it, I'm like, usually Amazon for me delivers it's same the day of release, but like between 3 to 8 p.m. I'm like, that's gonna be too late. I want it that day before, so I'm like, I bought one from the Pokemon Center because it has the best pre-order bonus, and I've ordered one from Shop 2 because apparently they're known for delivering like a day early, so I'm like, maybe
fingers crossed.
Maybe. Yeah.
Where's this Pokemon YouTube content, Steve, that you promised?
We got one video, right?
You got a bunch, they're just unlisted.
List them. I want to watch them on repeat.
They're listed in my Discord.
Oh, whatever.
For everyone to view.
All right, should we move on to some news then?
Yeah.
There's some good stuff this week. It's like I thought it was quite weak, but it's been pretty decent. The first one isn't really like news, but it's something that's been happening. Is Cyberpunk 2077 is kind of popping off right now.
It won't last.
Everyone is wanting to play it again. I've seen so many people download it.
So the biggest thing right now, this is just a tweet of some information, but it's just past the all-time like peak players. It's past the same for Witcher 3. So it's now had more concurrent players than Witcher 3's lifetime. To give like a bit of like backstory to this, it's just had a very popular anime on Netflix.
Everyone sings its praise.
We've just started watching it. We watched 3 episodes last night, and there's 10 episodes. It's really good. It is really good.
I still need to start that one.
So everyone's like kind of watched that, and what's it called? It's Cyberpunk Edge Runners is the anime.
Yeah.
I feel like it came out and everyone kind of like said it was really good, but then every few days that like pass, I see a new tweet or something else from someone saying like Edge Runners is really good. Edge Runners is really good. So I was like, okay. But yeah, it kind of feels like it's had long enough now that maybe the people that bought it and dropped it have been like, okay,
I'll give it another go.
I'll give it another go. Yeah.
Here's the thing with Cyberpunk though, is it's not going to get the No Man's Sky treatment, because No Man's Sky people eventually went back to it and went, oh, okay, there's actually a game here now.
Yeah.
In Cyberpunk, it is still
So
buggier than a Bethesda game.
Yeah, they've had. So I think the newest patch is 1.6, and apparently patch 1.5 is the one that people say it's not perfect, but it fixed a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna end up playing this soon. I actually, if we're gonna finish the anime, and the anime is clearly very good. So I'm probably gonna feel the urge to play this, I think, unless something else comes out and grabs me quicker.
There is some good releases this week.
On Game Pass.
It's not. No, I think it's on console Game Pass.
It
That's a shame.
surprise me if it was like one of the free games for Epic for Christmas or something, you know?
Maybe, yeah, I could see that. But yeah, like I said, not really news, but just, you know, this is on the up and up. So you had that one there. We'll go to, so you've got this one here. This was quite interesting, and I've got some things I want to say about this. So Marvel is working with Motive Studio, which is an EA studio, to make a brand new Iron Man game. The Motive Studio they're the company that make, what's that Star Wars? Is it Squadrons? The flying one?
Star Wars Squadrons, yeah.
They make that, and they're the ones making the Dead Space remake.
Oh, okay.
So they're quite a big studio, and this seems to be their next project. But yeah, they're making like a proper third-person single-player Iron Man game, which could be cool. And then I kind of think what I was thinking about this is, it kind of feels like now they're hitting the point where it's like, okay, why is it taking this long to saturate the market with Marvel games? Does that make considering how popular
the Avengers game did so poorly?
Possibly, but that was Square Enix, right?
Yeah, but still, like that was meant to be the Marvel game, wasn't it? Like,
yeah,
it had every single Marvel character, so it like had something for everyone. And it just flopped.
I don't know about that.
it had
every single Marvel character.
I don't know. It had all the big ones.
It had like 7.
And it was like the concept of like, oh, we're going to add the Marvel characters over time. So like, if it had done well, I could have seen them like adding.
Well, they're not over that. They have it's like a Black Panther expansion coming out.
That was
that came out a long time ago, Josh.
Did it? Oh fuck! I forgot.
Yeah, I think they had like Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, and Black Panther, and PC still does not have Spider-Man. So
it's like you say, like in a world where that game was good and did really well, it would be a world where it's like, oh, coming soon to Disney Plus is She-Hulk. TV series. Yeah. Also, here's She-Hulk for the Avengers game. Like,
we would have had a Moon Knight character.
Exactly, yeah.
All the series would have got crossover characters.
But they somehow fucked it up. It's baffling. But yeah, like I said, it only feels like now we're starting to hit that kind of Marvel saturation. Like, you've got the Guardians of the Galaxy game. You had
that one's apparently people liked that one, but I'm like, it's the same people who did the Avengers, right? So.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh, is it not? Oh, I didn't realize that.
You also have, there's a Wolverine game being made as well that had a teaser. You've got what's that card
Midnight
base?
Suns.
Yeah, Midnight Suns, the card base tactical
I
one.
really want to play that. That looks really fun.
What was that, December, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there is also the card mobile game coming out as well. For
Oh,
Marvel.
Snap.
Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
That was right.
I just remember.
Oh, Snap.
Yeah.
Because Snap is a card game, and then the Marvel Snap. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Very good. I totally missed that when you announced it last week.
Well, it's also
Unbelievable.
Snap as in the Thanos snap as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I know in the trailer, in the trailer, the guy goes, "Oh, snap."
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting to that point now where it's like, oh, new Marvel game every few months, just like the TV shows and movies.
But I mean, I don't mind. It's a super untapped
Yes,
an Iron Man game that was good. That sounds fun.
That's the thing where it's like
a fun character.
Go for it, Steve.
I was gonna say I know it's Sony or whatnot, but I wish I wish it was the people who did Spider-Man doing this Iron Man game. You know.
Well, that's what's it?
It's
Insomniac. Yeah. Well, they're too busy making Spider-Man 2. Straight up, that's the sequel to the Spider-Man game has a trailer. It is being made.
Spider-Man has too many movies, and he's soon going to have too many games.
What are you talking about? Has he have too many movies?
There's been 3 people who've played Spider-Man in my lifetime.
I get the angle Steve's
Same for Batman
here.
as well.
Oh right, because there's Spider-Man proper, and then
But Spider-Man 1 is like 2002 or something. The first movie.
I don't agree with him, but
okay.
I get his point, right? It's had 3 different Spider-Mans now.
That's Sony's fault, though. To be fair,
true. But I've seen the Spider-Man story so many times. The newest one that's kind of tied into the Marvel multiverse, cinematic universe, whatever. Good. I still like them, still watch them, but I skipped the whole Andrew Garfield ones because I'm like, I've seen Spider-Man, I've seen the stories.
Andrew Garfield was done dirty.
He was done really
dirty.
Those films aren't that bad.
Well, it's just they're not the best. They're not the best movies, but he's a really good Spider-Man. That's why he was. Why he was done dirty. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, just give him a good
great
movie.
Spider-Man in bad movies. Yeah,
100%. Yeah. It's not on a news story for this week, but you had Spider-Man come out on PC recently. Insomniac have just announced that the Miles Morales expansion is now coming to PC as well, which it always was going to.
That didn't come out with the launch.
No.
Well, that came out after PC came out, right?
It's an expansion. It's not.
I think
it's.
I don't know.
It's like
no. PC only came out recently, but the Miles Morales stuff came out when PS5 came out, right?
Well, yeah,
you might be right.
Yeah. So what happened is you had Spider-Man came out on PS4. And then when the PS5 launched, Spider-Man was remastered for PS5, and they also made Miles Morales to go with DLC. It. You could buy a bundle with both of them.
I don't like that because usually when games get ported to PC after they've been on console, they usually come with all the console DLC at the start. I don't like that they ported to PC and now we're releasing the DLC that you have to pay for on top of that.
Yeah,
usually
I'm not going to defend it because it is a bit dirty. But what I will say is the Miles Morales expansion is quite substantial. I've played it and finished it. There's quite a lot there, and it's also, again, not defending it, but I think Monster Hunter did something similar between console and PC as well. I think World and Iceborne. I think they did weird release schedules where it's like, why is it delayed when it's ready, kind of thing.
I
don't know. Either way, you've got that like that. Like I said, that was a thing. But yeah, it's like Will said, if the Iron Man game is good, then why not? Literally, why not? It could be awesome.
Why not?
It's not like, the 5th Iron Man game. It's like these don't exist.
Get the Anthem guys on it, right?
Oh yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it justice.
They'll do it.
Was there an Iron Man game on Xbox 360? I feel like there was at some point.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, I typed in 260. Oh, that's
just called Iron Man.
That's a comic issue.
There was.
Yeah, Iron Man. I remember that. It was like a weird, just third-person kind of action game.
Yeah. What if that's a hidden gem?
It might be. I mean, it's probably not.
There's a used copy on here with a big promotional copy, not for resale, banner across the front.
Does that look like a hidden gem to you in this screenshot?
Might be.
Hey,
Some of the worst graphics have the best gameplay.
Some of the worst graphics have the best gameplay.
I was just gonna let that sit.
I'll let that one stew in my brain for a bit. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a different one. You've got, this was a trailer for PSVR 2. Again, kind of a light news week, but still kind of interesting. They're ramping up what looks like promotion now for the next headset.
Yeah.
It's like every week it's like, here's a bunch of cool new stuff. This looks really cool. I think I've never been massively into VR, but it just looks really cool. There's like a Horizon game coming out as well that looks really good.
In my lifetime, I would like to see VR be like the normal thing, right? Not it's happened, but like everyone has it. It's like it comes in your TV, kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
That's my hope for humanity.
This is also a cautionary tale, though, because this has apparently improved VR so much that this cannot play any of the PSVR 1 games on it at
bollocks.
all.
I don't buy that.
Well, that's what they're saying is they can't port the game, like, there's not that backlog library. You just have, it's basically, this is a new console with no backlog when this comes out, so.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going
But
correct?
they're saying it's just, it's advanced too much. This is such an advancement that it can't play the backlog at the moment.
It feels like this thing is already so niche that you would make an effort to port older stuff so that it has a big lineup.
They might be like, again, the Village seems to be shown off here. It might get ported like eventually, but it's not something apparently they can easily do.
Yeah, it just seems a bit. Yeah, this bit's weird as well. This bit in the trailer where it's like it says you can use triggers for accurate, like Aloy using the bow. It's like, it's VR. Don't you pull back the string with your hands? That really like threw me off. It was really weird. I still think until they announce whether this can or can't be used with PC, is whether or not I actually truly care. Because I don't think you can't use the first PlayStation VR with a computer, which is mad because there's so much like PC VR stuff on Steam.
Yeah.
Because if this came out, was at a decent price point, and it was amazing, and they said, oh, by the way, download this software and you can use it with Steam, I'd be like, sick. I think on my wish list on Steam, I've got a whole bunch of VR games, like just in case.
What I hate is when I see a promotional trailer or screenshots or trailer for a game, and I'm like, that looks sick. What is that? And it's like, this is a VR only shooter, and I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, there's like Counter-Strike VR and shit like that on Steam.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool.
Well, okay, say this does work on Steam. What would be the first VR game you would go for?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Counter-Strike game. It's not called Counter-Strike VR, but I'm pretty sure it's just like basically the similar assets.
Pavlov,
VR, it's like Pavlov VR or something. Yeah. There's that and Half-Life Alyx.
Apparently that game was really good. Apparently Half-Life Alyx was really good.
Or apparently it's just as far as I'm concerned, it's Half-Life 3 in everything but name.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It's a new Half-Life game. It's in VR, but it's a new Half-Life game with a new story. It's Half-Life 3.
I have played Minecraft in VR, and that is it.
I've
never tried it.
I know that's cool though.
I played Oculus Rift Dev Kit 1, and I tried it in Minecraft, and I was like, that's fucking weird. And then I've never touched a VR headset since.
I could see myself playing Beat Saber like every day as well.
Yeah. Was it Audio Shield?
Audio Shield's that's a different like rhythm VR game, but I think Beat Saber is the big one.
Yeah.
Where it's just like so many songs. I've played it once, and it was just so much fun.
I just want a VR headset so I can slump in my chair, because right now I'm sat in my chair, so I'm not using my legs all that much, but I am using my back and my neck. And what I want to do is just wear a VR headset and just properly melt into a little puddle, hands down on my sides on the controllers, and then just atrophy.
Proper bad end.
Yeah, and
why
then
they
have Aaron
with
bring me
the-
food.
That's why with the bowstring they were like use the trigger button so you don't have to like have arm space to pull the thing back.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's
though.
the problem. Is it's just too cumbersome right now, right? Like,
Mm.
I don't think it'll ever. It's not going to catch on like TV's caught on or something, is it? Because it's just you look so fucking stupid.
Or
when
it's
you're
like
using it.
Sam was saying, like, you know, he wanted it to be the norm where it comes with all the consoles and everyone uses it. And I feel like we had that path in front of us, which would have followed on from Xbox Connect, and everyone was like, "No," like
Not like this.
Yeah, in a world where the Xbox Connect was better and worked really well, that's the timeline where VR comes with every console and really takes off.
yeah.
But yeah, I just hope this works with a PC. I think the PlayStation VR 1, it tracks you via the camera, like an external camera in front of your TV, whereas this one doesn't. So there's more chance this can be used with PC than the other one. But we'll see. Have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see. I was gonna say, saying like it's. Would you think it'd be a benefit to Sony to have this work on PC or a negative?
100% bonus, because if they release a good headset that works on PC, it becomes the one that PC gamers buy, regardless of whether or not they have a PlayStation.
I guess, yeah.
Because these things aren't cheap. If you can become the headset that everyone buys for 300 quid, because the market is already, I think it's like 300 quid for an Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah.
If you offer a good alternative for around the same price, you just become market leader in that category, that price category.
I would like a VR headset just so I could watch Spy Kids 3D again.
I was really worried where that sentence was going.
What do you mean, Josh?
The VR can be used for lots of things, Steve.
I know.
VR is a gateway to many, etc.
Yeah, VR, too dangerous for human consumption. Next story. You've got... This is one that... It's not really like a... It's kind of a gaming story, but I know every time it was brought up, like, Steve got a little bit feisty, so I wanted to bring it up here.
Me?
Yeah, I loved it.
I didn't get feisty. I was just saying there's so much
Look, he's already
drama
he's
around
already
it.
there.
Oh,
he's coming in full
those damn millionaires. So this is...
Oh, yeah, no, I did, yeah, then, yeah, I did get
So this is about Twitch changing the revenue for basically, what is it, like the top 0.1%?
0.1%.
Yeah, like stupidly high. But everyone's getting all worked up over it, apparently. Do you want to explain it, Steve?
Okay, so for Twitch, at the moment, your revenue split is 50-50 for most people. But like in the past, if you did like really, really well, you know, like if it's a streamer that you know their name, like they often got the better deal of 70-30 split. So they would get 70%, Twitch would get 30%.
Yeah.
With this announcement, Twitch is saying that for the past year, they have not offered that deal to anyone because it was kind of like they pick and choose as they wanted, and it wasn't super clear how you can get it and stuff. So they haven't given that new deal to anyone. And in the future, they're like on, I think, July next year, they're making everyone go down to a 50-50 split. And the internet has been set on fire with this because it's silly because Twitch is being greedy, of course. They're taking more money, but they're taking it from the top 1%. Like they're eating the rich, basically.
Yeah, we said there's something similar in the past where it's like it's when the whole conversation about taxing billionaires, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that have a take home of like 50k. Like, no, don't do that. Don't tax the rich. Because what if I'm a billionaire one day? It's like, mate, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but that's what's happened here. Like I've seen a bunch of like all the big streamers are like, hey YouTube, you know, eye emoji, like basically looking for those $1 million contracts to be offered for them to move over. But I've seen so many smaller streamers be like, oh, this is disgraceful. I'm going to move over to YouTube, or if I move to YouTube, would you guys follow me?
Yeah, again, it's like it's the people with say that have an average of 100 viewers.
But they ain't getting
like,
those offers.
oh, that's the thing. Like, have 100 viewers going like, this is bullshit.
They don't. It's because they don't fully understand. Like I remember seeing a tweet basically that outlined, look, if you earn over 100k with Twitch, you're going to be affected by this. If you don't, you're not being affected by this.
Yeah.
And then people are replying with, "Oh no, this affects me. This affects me," and it's like, well, no. I've just clearly said it doesn't, and people don't understand that it just doesn't affect them.
I think what people are more complaining about is not that they are specifically affected by this, but it's it's like you said, it's just a completely tone deaf announcement.
True. I agree
when
with
people
that.
have so many problems with the Twitch platform already.
Yeah.
And it's like we can say like, oh, you know, it's people earning over 100K, right? Boo-hoo. But that's still, if they hit 100K like midway through the year, suddenly their income is what, like 20, I don't know what the math is, 20% lower than it was.
Like they just lost. They just lost 20K.
They've just lost, exactly.
But then the difference
is it's like tax. It's money after that amount.
Right? Yes.
It's not
but
100K.
What I mean is they're not taking that money and doing good with it. That's just literally going into like, you know, billionaires' pockets. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's not.
It is Twitch.
And so I see why people are mad. It's
Oh, the excuse given was awful. It was like, server costs.
Yeah. There's a bit
and
here where
it
says that
which are owned by Amazon.
Yes.
You literally own Amazon Web Service.
And it's more like small streamers are like, you guys don't really care about us, do you? Like, you know,
but no company's going to care about us. Like, they're all like, oh, let's move over to YouTube. But the big streamers are only moving over to YouTube because they're getting these multi-million-dollar contracts.
Right, but YouTube already offers a 70-30 split.
Yeah,
regardless of how big you are.
It's how many times have you found a YouTube streamer, but if they didn't like do
right, but that's YouTube has its own host of problems, sure. But it's like if you have, it's like disheartening to be like, you know, a lot of people, they're trying to get that partner contract, right? And it's like, oh, well, it doesn't actually mean anything, I guess. So it's kind of like, you know, instead of going and being more generous with the people that make their platform, they're like, no, we're taking money away from. It might even not be from you.
Yeah, whether or not it affects you, it is negative news.
No, I
and what
agree.
if next month? What if next year they're like, all right, well, we took some money from the top people, but it's not enough. So now we're doing a 60-40 split in our favor, and it's like, you know, it's disheartening to read, even if you don't make 100 grand a year.
I fully agree. Like, I feel like it's a big company doing something shitty, but thankfully, it is not affecting.
I think so. I think, like you say, it's like it's kind of worded a bit weird. It's like because they say that they haven't been offering this to people for a long time, right? It's like legacy streamers. So it almost feels like they've looked at a bunch of spreadsheets and been like, we could just take back a whole bunch of money here without affecting people.
Yeah,
but we've got to be really careful how we worded it, and then they word it completely wrong and fuck it all up.
And then they get their like worst guy on it to make the announcement.
I feel like they could have just not said anything, right? If the main news is we're no longer going to give out those contracts, you don't have to tell people that.
No,
well, it's not. It's that, but also that they're reducing the rich's pay, basically.
Yeah.
I think the problem is it's just like streamers are streamers, right? Even if it's within a contract, and you say like, "Look, this is within our contract with you, Mr. Shroud or whatever. We're changing the contract from 70-30 to 50-50. You have to sign it, or you can't keep partnered." Even if that's like what they have to do to carry on, streamers are all like 20 to 30-year-olds, predominantly that are gobby. Like someone will say something.
I just wanted to say, I feel like, because I've seen a lot of people like actively considering YouTube. I just want to say, like, I feel like if you want to make it as a YouTube streamer, you need to do videos as well. Like you, like
you
I think Will,
if you want to do it on Twitch, you got to make videos.
Oh yeah, this was a good time to announce that I am now exclusively streaming through YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I can't. TikTok. Can I? I can't.
Not the same. You can, but not at the same time. So you can finish a Twitch stream and then go and do a YouTube stream. I think.
Go and do a YouTube stream. Okay.
But I think you need to be like doing videos like as good as Will.
Steve, here's the secret. If you're on Twitch, you should also be making YouTube videos.
I should.
Yeah, no, you need to.
I made a Twitter video today for COD. I was me in a bush killing people.
I saw that.
You didn't show the scoreboard. I dominated that game.
Yeah, I'm not showing. I was bottom of the scoreboard, mate. I wasn't showing that. I got 6 kills that round. You got 28. No.
But yeah, so I'm glad I brought this up because I wasn't sure whether to mention this, but I think it's quite an interesting discussion. Really,
I will also say that Twitch also did get a victory this week by they are saying they are stopping the slot gambling streams.
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring that up, but yeah,
this was like the day beforehand, so it did did come like just off some good news, which kind of tainted that good news. But Twitch also isn't the worst this week as well.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think it's interesting. Sorry, I just want to.
No, it's fine. Yeah, go for it.
It's a sign of potential change, right? If they are, because it's weird they're hitting their biggest earners. Because if those people leave, that's way more incentive for people to just take a huge chunk of audience and just go to YouTube instead, sort of thing. And then if those people help YouTube get its shit together,
it's
like, maybe Twitch is not the platform to be anymore.
There's a lot of them doing it anyway. I saw some stuff about Ninja, the blue-haired funny man.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He streams on Twitch and stuff, but he's not partnered or affiliate. And because of that, he basically streams everywhere, all at the same time.
Well, do you know the story about that though?
Are we bringing up how he took a week off?
Yeah,
for mental health?
Yeah.
He faked.
He faked mental health issues.
We still can't prove that.
No, you can't.
No, can't prove it. But he was very, very sudden that he, in the middle of a stream, was like, "Oh, these people rift are going in Fortnite. I need to break. I'm not sure when I'll come back or where. And that was his end stream. So that was kind of like."
Yeah, and he changed his Twitter handle and stuff like that, and
he changed it to a black profile picture, being like, I'm not sure. And then he's like, come back like, oh, I'm on everywhere because I'm not.
Yeah, 1 week later to the day.
Yeah. So it did seem like a very much.
I wasn't going to go into that that was a thing, but the reason I was bringing it up is because I think him and there was another streamer as well, where they're specifically again not taking any affiliate or partnership, just so they can be everywhere all at once. So you still stream on Twitch to thousands of people. They just can't sub and do stuff like that, basically. And you're not breaking any contract because you don't have one. It's kind of sketch when you think about it because I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like
I've seen some big people just say, "I'm not affiliate. I'm just streaming for freezies." And if you want to support me, here's a Patreon link, and that's it. Or a PayPal link.
It's kind of iffy when it's like, again, an Amazon big billion-dollar company, not going to be worried about them. But when you stream to literally thousands of people, that is a lot of bandwidth. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, actually, no, you can't do that. We're not going to let you do that because we make no money from you.
But yeah, you also remember the people are taking their pay cuts, but they will just take another. All these big streamers will just take another Raid Shadow Legends sponsor or similar.
Fucking mind blowing to me when I tune into a huge streamer and they've got their sub count and it's like 30,000 or whatever, and that's 30,000 people giving them $5, and then someone will be like, "Oh, here's $3. Hope you're doing good, man. I hope you." And it's like, what is wrong with you? You're not. That's not a charitable donation or something. That's literally so that guy can, do whatever. It's insane to me.
Well, similar vein, Twitch drama this month. The big one was there's a streamer called It's Slicker who apparently scammed a bunch of other Twitch streamers and viewers out of money because he has a gambling problem. He being like, he literally is like sending videos being like, "Oh, hey, my bank's locked. It's, can you send me 1,000 or whatnot?" So he was literally scamming people out of millions. And then he was caught. He didn't own up. He was caught. And now he's streaming still, and people are still giving him money.
Yeah, this has happened for ages. There was another. There was the whole. I can't remember the websites, but there was the Counter-Strike whole gambling thing with loot boxes and that, and it came out. So there were websites where you would put money into the website, and it would roll you a box with different odds compared to the game, right?
Yeah.
So it's just elaborate gambling, basically. But then I can't remember who specifically, but it came to a whole bunch of these people that were doing on stream owned the website.
T Martin, yeah, I remember this one. Yeah.
And then there was a big hoo-ha cancelled, get off, piss off, no one likes you anymore. And then like they give it like 6 months, and they're all just back. And it's just it all just carries on, and nothing happens.
Tom Syndicate was another one.
I think so. Yeah.
That's bad, but like with the sticker stuff, he scammed one of his like a woman who was a friend of his, who gave him her chemo money because she was like using the money for chemotherapy. Like it really is like he is the scummiest of scum, and people are still giving him money and like, oh, he's going to do a year-long subathon to pay people back. And it's like, oh, stop giving people that like that.
Does that
money.
not give you hope, Steve? That no matter how bad you are on stream, that you'll always be forgiven.
I'm not going to be that bad. No.
All right.
Next week we fix Steve's gambling addiction.
Yeah, it's getting
I
really
do not
bad.
have a gambling addiction.
When are you going to pay me back, Steve?
Shut up. Do not even know.
All right, let's move on then. Overwatch 2 loses its lead hero designer because Overwatch 2 just.
Oh, are we making fun of Overwatch 2 again? Yay!
Yeah. Well, it's going to get. It's out
Not
soon,
next
yeah.
week, but week after.
October the something. It's out.
Last week, it's playing it.
It's October the 4th, so it's not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, and it's free to play. Yeah, it's free to play. I recognise this guy. I didn't really know much. I didn't care about this news too much until I saw this picture, and I was like, I've seen this guy before.
He's been in some Overwatch videos and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, again, not much to say here, but it's just more negative Overwatch news. Again, it's just.
I mean, lead hero designer, like, do people like the heroes? Like, what did he do? I don't know. Sure. It's like, Blizzard losing another employee.
Yeah, I do think that sometimes you see these headlines and people.
Oh yeah.
It's like people farming the outrage, right? Like these people don't care about this guy or his contributions, really.
Yeah.
But they're just like, Overwatch too bad. Upvote.
It's like it's like we said. Overwatch 2 is currently the most popular game just to shit on and kick.
Dunk on, yeah.
And it'll just get worse.
Reject Overwatch 2, play Gundam Evolution.
Basically, yeah. But you had that one. That was just a little quick one. The next one is... Oh, you posted this one, Steve. This is actually...
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. Embracer's CEO says he's disappointed by Saints Row's... that's a sentence. Saints Row's polarizing reception.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't get why he's disappointed. Well, I guess why he's disappointed, but the game was...
He's like,
shit.
oh, I was expecting it to do really, really well. And it's like, really? You thought that rebranding your franchise, costing it full price, making it Epic exclusive would have done well? It was so baffling.
We were talking about this a little bit, and I think I said, like, the biggest thing that stuck out to me is I forgot this even came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't happen. Saints Row is not the biggest IP, but it's not small.
No.
I remember when the last
again,
Saints
it was
Row
one
came
of the
out.
only. Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, I remember when the last Saints Row came out. It got some hype. People were excited to play that one. So
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Sam?
I was going to say Saints Row was the only game at one given time that could compete with GTA.
Yeah.
Like that is the level it was on.
It's weird to watch all these like Grand Theft Auto alternates just slowly fade to dust, right? Like Saints Row is now fading away. Crackdown was terrible. The newest Crackdown game, that's gone basically.
Because they don't have who has the budget to stand up to Rockstar and GTA?
Yeah.
Like it's just impossible.
Or apparently the smarts.
Yeah,
because they have kept GTA fucking going for so long.
What's cool? I reckon it was the CEO who hired that 17-year-old kid to hack Rockstar and leak out stuff. He's like, no.
He's been arrested now. He was a 17-year-old in London.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet in reply to that, which was like, "Oh my god, hacker's not even old enough to play the game," which is crazy, right? Guy hacks.
I just remember
guy hacks whole company.
When I was a kid, the big crime was going to get a copy of GTA, and now it's like I'm just gonna wake up, hack GTA, and ruin my life, and ruin generations of my family.
My family would get me any game, no matter the age, except for GTA. They knew that one was bad. So like GTA for me has always had that reputation of it's the adult game.
I remember having like an N64 and then going around a friend's house after school and he just had a PS2 and GTA and it was like mind blowing. So I was like, not only does it look way better and like play way better than anything I had. But it's also like, oh my god, it's just killing people and driving over people in a car. Jesus.
I remember buying GTA. Was it GTA 3? It might have been GTA. I can't remember. But anyway, I bought it and then I was playing it, and like my mum didn't know I had it because I bought it from like a boot sale or something.
Yeah.
A car boot sale. And then every time she came in the room, I would be like, oh, driving in the lines, obeying the traffic laws, you know? Like, oh, hey, hello, mother, what's up? Oh, just driving this man to work, you know? Like, she didn't know. But
I remember, I don't think my parents like knew what it was, but after playing it with my friends, I remember for Christmas, I asked for a PS2 with GTA 3. And on Christmas morning, I opened up the presents, and it was a PS2, but it was Crash Bandicoot Warped, I think, or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's still pretty good. Yes, that's fine. You know, I really wanted GTA, but, you know. And then in the afternoon, my nan and granddad came round, and my nan hands me this rectangular present, and my nan had gotten me GTA 3.
Hey, Nan's a real one.
Nan the MVP. But yeah, Saints Row sucks. CEO is confused as to why it sucks.
It's like when you know, we all you always say, oh, you blame it on the suits meddling, right? But it's like, it's this guy, he's the guy meddling, and he's like, oh, people didn't like my game, weird. Like, he has no fucking idea what a good game is because he's never played one.
It's not even that he doesn't know what a good game is. He probably never played this game in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's like, I thought we were making a good game. What happened? Where did it all go wrong? Okay, yeah, we'll move on from this one. Last story. You've got this is I thought about adding this and I didn't, and then Steve did, so here we are.
Yeah.
It's almost because it's like niche of the niche, right? So Steam Deck is already quite niche in it being a handheld PC, and now there's a new one. It's the Logitech G Cloud. Looks alright. I don't really know much about this.
Xbox compatibility. It's got stats, but I don't know stats. But like this one can play like Game Pass games and has like Steam whatever Connect.
Yeah.
Or something. So this one maybe could play more games. I'm not sure.
It sounds like you thoroughly researched it.
Yeah, I did.
I forgot.
But yeah, I was just like I still see people to this day being like, oh, I've got a ticket for a reservation for the maybe the ability to buy a Steam Deck at some point. So I'm like, this is maybe a viable alternative.
This market's been around for ages, though. People just never cared. There's always been weird portable PCs with like joysticks. I've watched in the past, like years ago, like Linus Tech Tips and stuff on YouTube, where he's like, "Hey, yeah, I've got this weird new monitor controller thing, and like 2018."
Yeah,
here's what it is. Oh, its battery lasts for 30 minutes and it's not very bright. But
I think because of Steam Deck, games have started to make sure they're optimized for Steam Deck as well. And then because of the popularity because Steam Deck's doing okay, then Xbox have now taken notice and been like, oh yeah, some Xbox Game Pass games are going to be optimized for handheld devices as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that the Steam Deck is having maybe some competition, because it's never good to have a
competition's always good, yeah.
Monopoly.
Yeah. That was that. There was one last. I actually forgot to put it here, so I have to Google it. It was the graphics cards, the whole new Nvidia graphics cards, the 40 series.
Oh yeah. More stuff I can't afford.
You won't be able to get it anyway. It'll be sold out probably.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new graphics cards. This is the first series, I think, where there's not a 70. There's just two versions of the 4080. I don't know why.
I do not know what, other than graphics better, shinier, prettier. I don't know what the difference in graphics cards
You
is.
typically get 3 cards on launch. You get a 90, an 80, and a 70.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no 70 this time. There's 2 versions of the 80. There's like a 16 gigabyte model and a 12 gigabyte model. I think the best way, I'll post this in like the comments, but there's a video showing like it's almost like toy cars going around a room, and it looks really good. But it's also like, oh yeah, it's like, this is in game. You can play this. It's like a tech demo, which always looks really cool. But yeah, like the best thing that'll come from this, hopefully, is just that like the 30 series just get a lot cheaper.
Hopefully, yeah.
We were looking at prices on stream the other day, and these are so much more expensive
They
than
are,
before.
yeah.
I think they'll get away with just not, people are going to be like, oh, I'll just buy the previous gen, but they're not going to lower that price because it's already markedly cheaper than this new generation.
But then people getting their new upgrades now will be selling their old ones on like secondhand marketplace and stuff.
For full price because you want them.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I really need a graphics card, man.
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat now, Sam, as well. I'm like, I really need to upgrade. I've had this 1070 for so long.
I had the Nvidia stats up, because it's like Alt R or something, and it's like CPU usage less than like 5%, like sometimes as low as under 1%, blah blah blah, and then like GPU usage is like never below 90, and I'm like,
graphics card currently on fire.
yeah.
Now, because you're just playing World of Warcraft, so
Yeah, very graphically heavy.
Yeah.
Isn't that a blessing when you go and play something like WoW, where it's like, I can have this, and I'm going to watch Netflix in 4K. Don't even have a 4K monitor, but I can. You don't have to worry about it.
That was when I loaded up Modern Warfare 2 that I played in the beta with Josh. Oh, it lagged my PC, and I was like, "Oh, is this the end?" And it was like, "No, it was downloading the shaders for the first."
Modern Warfare 2 is really weird because I booted it, and it ran like shit, and it looked like shit, and I was like, "Oh no, is this you have the first game that doesn't run properly, and you're like, oh god, this is it from now on." But I fiddled with the settings and somehow managed to make it look better and run better. So I think it's just it had like some weird thing like automatic resolution scaling, and it was like, we're guaranteed to hit your 144 FPS, bro. It's just going to be like 240p. Is that okay?
I had that scare with Elden Ring, which I managed to fix. Sniper Elite, which didn't manage to fix. And
that ran fine for me.
COD's okay, but again, I know that eventually it's going to be like games are going to start coming out and go like, oh, my PC is going to be on fire.
Yeah. Well, the problem is with depending on what graphics card you've got now, newer graphics cards like the 30 series and I assume the 40 series, they're really power hungry.
Yes, I needed. Yeah. That's where I'm getting throttled at the moment.
And they're also, the new cards are massive as well. So again, depending on what like case you've got, it might be like, well, I need a new case and also a PSU because I can't run this new card. Oh fuck it, just get a new computer.
I think if I start, I've had Theseus shipped my PC since I was like 17 or something, Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like I need a fresh start. There's too many gremlins in there at this point. It's getting weird.
Too much bad juju inside that case.
Too much bad juju, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, it's like we were saying about the price, it's kind of fucked up how like 12 to 1500 quid used to get you a high-end PC, and now it gets you the card.
Yeah, but I feel like those kind of prices have always been kicking around for like top-end stuff. It's just weird that it's so heavily leaning on graphics cards now for that price. I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's horrible though, because it feels like, I know like inflation and stuff exists obviously, but it feels like it's happened purely because of scalpers. Where it's like
scalpers and crypto mining has completely ruined generations of graphics cards.
Because it's like you can't get them, and now this new 4000 series is like, well, we know you're going to pay this much.
Yeah.
Because we've seen you giving that money to scalpers, so we're just going to cut out the middleman. And just sell them for that price. Oh, it's weird. But yeah, that's all the stories for the week. Mm-hmm. Good job, everybody. Should we do upcoming stuff and then wrap it up?
We can do.
What you got, Steve?
So on the 26th, which is tomorrow, Monday, there's a game called The Spirit and the Mouse, which is it's more just like a game that looked fun because, oh look, you're a cute little mouse, but you apparently get like electric powers or something, and
a Pikachu origin story.
It's just like a little platformer where you play as a mouse. It reminded me kind of like Stray, but like a bit more quirky with like electrical characters that you meet and stuff.
Looks a bit jank. Not gonna lie.
It does, but I was like, oh, this looks cute. And also on the 26th, we have Wrath of the Lich King.
Hell
no,
yeah,
no one
we
cares
do.
about that.
What's that, Steve?
That's a MMO that came out ages ago that they're rebranding
Yeah, it's for boomers.
for boomers. It's a boomer MMO.
The boomer MMO.
Boom
MMO.
There's something there.
Yeah.
But now we get to the more interesting stuff. On Tuesday, the 27th, we have Moonscars, which is apparently Rec told me it's very much like Blasphemous. It's a pixel.
Couldn't get into Blasphemous.
That looks like Blasphemous. I couldn't either.
Looks a bit more. Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
I've seen people get excited for this game, so
I think Blasphemous, ironically, is cleaner in its art style, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
yeah.
But yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, this might be a Sam game, but there's a game called The Legends of Heroes Trails from Zero.
Yep. Legends of Heroes Trails.
Oh my god, it's such a long.
That's a Sam game.
Legend from Heroes Trails from Zero. Oh yeah, it's anime.
Yeah. It's anime JRPG.
It's an anime screenshot with 4 health bars.
Wait, Josh, on that screen, scroll down a bit. Has Sam pre-ordered it? You should be able to
Oh,
see
I'm
it.
not logged in.
I know,
Not logged in. Oh.
No, I've just got too much of a big of a backlog, and I believe this one is like a remake or remaster. This isn't like a brand new, and it's I can't play games like this anymore if I don't have nostalgia.
Yeah.
But the Trails of the Sky is a really good series.
Glug. What's next, Steve?
Next, I believe we have Grounded is getting its full release.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Oh, fuck yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe I can play it now.
Website. But it's on Game Pass.
Full
so
game
you don't need
release.
to buy it.
Full game release September 27th.
Mm-hmm.
You can play it on Game
hell
Pass.
Yeah. Me and Aaron have been waiting so long to play that together.
Basically tomorrow. It's on Game Pass, so you don't need to buy it anywhere.
Honey, I Shrunk the Minecraft, basically, right?
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah.
I'll give this a go as well. I've played this before.
Right, next game.
Next game it's a Steam release because this game's already been out, but it's Kenna Bridge of Spirits is coming out on Steam.
Ooh. One game I never got around to.
Oh yeah, that game that everyone said was really good and won a bunch of awards, and none of us played it.
But I
never even heard about it.
My problem was everyone was like, "This game is amazing."
It's on Epic.
It's no, not even that. It was full price and it was 3 hours long.
Oh right.
Hang on.
Okay.
How long to beat Kenna?
But would be a good game to wishlist then and get it cheap.
10 hours? I was lied to. That's fine.
Yeah.
Who the fuck told me 3 hours?
Someone who hates you.
Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
The next game I think it's maybe more of an Aaron game. It's called Beneath the Mountain. It is a game where it's kind of like a management game where you're dwarves and you're like carving out a mountain to build your dwarven towns and stuff.
Oh, you're right. Aaron would love this.
Yeah.
Keep slowly changing it from RimWorld to see where the point is where she'll jump into something that's not RimWorld.
yeah.
Okay, so this one's RimWorld, but we've rotated it 45 degrees.
And shrunk everyone down to their dwarves now. Less graphical power.
Oh, just give me Dwarf Fortress, fuck's sake.
Dwarf-O-Matic is coming out on Switch, I believe, this week. But I was like,
Dwarf Romantic. That game is fantastic.
It's coming out on Switch. I didn't add it to the list.
Dwarf Romantic.
Dwarf Romantic. It means like village, love of village or something. I can't remember.
It's like a weird spelling, isn't it? Oh, I got it right.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because right before this, he completely butchered the word mountain. I watched it completely fumble that, but Dwarf Romantic, he got in one.
But yeah, this game is coming out to Switch. So if you have a Switch and you like these types of games, apparently it's very good.
Hexagons.
I'm not sure what day it is out this week.
This game.
Yeah, this game is out this week. I'm not sure the actual day of it though for this one.
Don't it won't look like this. It's on Switch. It'll probably look a lot worse.
Oh, here we go.
I was gonna say, on the 29th, I did have Valkyrie Elysium down, but I've realised that got delayed.
Got delayed, yeah.
The Square.
Mine and news story because I didn't think anyone would care, but yeah, that got delayed.
Yeah. And then also we have Moonbreaker.
Break all.
Moonbreaker. Sorry. I'm waiting for you to. This is early access. Oh, this is the one that looks like it was shown at a game.
People that made Subnautica.
Oh yeah.
And this is like models and stuff. Like it looks like plastic toy models.
Where are all these games coming from? I've suddenly got no time.
Well, this was the game where they said from the makers of Subnautica, and I was like, And then they showed like Warhammer. And I was like,
it looks like Warhammer, but kind of
the unknown. Yeah, Subnautica Below Zero.
I believe it's early access coming out though, but yeah.
Everything's early access these days. Making the games hard, man.
Still good. Also, as Bluntcast mentioned, on the 29th, I believe the open beta for World War 3 is coming out.
Is this real life or is this a game?
This is a game. It's I believe it's like a Battlefield-like. It's for the company he works for, so I'm going to give this a try.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah. But I'll give it a try. It's since Battlefield did so poorly, I'll give this one a try. Open beta, free to play, I assume. So yeah. And then on the 30th, this might just be a me game, but there's a game called Aero Heart, which is AIRO Heart, which looks like a Link to the Past clone, Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Wow, you weren't wrong. That is
basically
it's a Link to the Past.
Holy shit! Yeah,
that looks like a fucking fan mod.
I love A Link to the Past so much. I've played the randomizer for it, so I'm like, this.
Oh mate, this is shameless.
Yeah. That is.
I'm almost like.
Someone needs to report this.
Look at
mad.
Like Blunt just said in chat, but I was going to say, look at the plants. It's the same plant.
That's
a rich sprite.
I love A Link to the Past so much.
My god! This is shameless, my guy. That's awful.
I'll give it a try.
The prize is not called like fucking Melda or something.
The Schmled and the Schmelda.
Oh my god, this one as well. What the fuck? This man's gonna get killed by Miyamoto.
They've just put a blue filter on a picture of Zelda. Yeah.
Oh, Miyamoto's gonna come out for blood on this one.
They're coming for him, aren't they?
He's fucked.
This guy's fucked up.
This can't survive. Surely, it's taken inspiration, and then there's.
I'm already emailing Miyamoto.
Yeah.
When Josh brought this game up, it looked like it was on PlayStation as well. So
it was, yeah. There was a PS4 box.
Sony will protect them.
Put it on Sony. Oh my god!
A cease and desist directly to you. Oh my god. That's probably Trace Art, I assume. They've got fucking what they call.
Why does he look like a middle manager from an insurance company or something? What's going on there?
This is an image of the dev when Nintendo knocks on his door.
They've ripped Zelda completely, and that's what they changed. Like what?
They're literally Octoroks.
No,
right?
it's fine because the hero is Steven.
They're literally Octoroks. This is thank you for bringing this to my attention. This is hilarious. That's brilliant.
I'll give this one a shot because I love A Link to the Past so much. And if a fan has gone
give him money, Jesus,
no, I'll get it on Steam and then I can refund it if it's
bad, which it will be.
It might be good. Hey, no, people who mod Nintendo games genuinely put so much love and attention into them.
But it will be good because he's just copied a good game. It's like you've copied a game almost exactly, but changed some art, and you're like, wow, this is so good. It's like, yeah, because you're playing A Link to the Past.
We don't know. They probably it's probably like a fan mod version where it's like, oh, it's different world. It's not exactly Link to the Past, like
this is mad,
tile for tile. But yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, what else we got?
That is it for this week.
Oh, that's really funny. Oh, fuck me. I didn't think it was going to be like, this is inspired by Zelda. It's like, it is Zelda. All right, shall we wrap this up then?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for listening, everyone in chat, or if you're listening on YouTube or on Spotify or any of the other playlists, or play locations, I should say. Thank you for listening. We'll do our socials and we'll get out of here. As always, my name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks. You can find me on all relevant platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I'm on TikTok now. I make short videos every day. If that's interesting, you can always give that a look. Yeah, Will?
Hello, you can find me at Olive Meister. Yeah, you all know where I am.
Steve?
Hi, I'm Quikwix. That's Quikwix, and I'm on all relevant social media platforms.
And Sam,
I'm Sam.
where can we find you on WoW?
Yeah, what server?
Mograine Horde.
And what's your character name so people can send you gold?
Kawaii little orc.
I don't even want to partake in that.
It's obviously really bad. Okay, bye everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.